Hey, what's going on? I'm back. Still pretty new to this, so I'm still quite shy. I've got a new deck of cards. I'm gonna put all my cards out on the table, and my crystals and most of my other things. Be a close-up shot in a couple of minutes. I'm hoping to eventually gain viewers because I was quite serious when I said I definitely want to do some contests that involve giving away decks of cards, brand new, not even opened or out of package. I have people who fund this kind of thing for me, so my essential oils, all different stuff here really. I don't have it all out on the table, but sage. I mean, realistically, people are interested in that. And essential oils, I can do giveaways with that. Hopefully over time, if I can gain viewers, I can do little baskets, deck of cards, essential oils, couple crystals, things like that. Two of my decks come with super huge books, and the rest are just small books that all sit on top of the deck. So, yeah, I don't know. A little bit about me. Just if anybody actually wants to get to know me. I've been into paranormal and spirituality, cards, things like that, crystals, pretty much my whole life. It basically runs in the family in a way. My mother's had forerunners, things like that. Can see things and hear things. Well, they more so go to her. She doesn't, after her stroke, she doesn't really handle it as well. It's very overwhelming for her. My grandmother, so on both sides, have forerunners. The one on my mom's side has had quite a few of them. And as for my grandfather on my mother's side, I don't know. Unfortunately, he's passed on now. And he would have never said anything if he did have a gift. So, I guess that's left to the unknown. Of course. But, me, myself, I consider myself an empath and a confident card reader. I didn't, think I was an empath till I seen a medium, psychic, excuse my stomach there, not as small as it used to be, and after I seen them, I was told that that was the gift I had, reading cards and also being a healer. So, these are the cards that I have. Okay, it won't let me switch views. It sucks using a cell phone till I get a real camera. That's Tree Oracle. That's my tarot deck. These two are my first decks. That's Angel Answers. I don't really use them a whole lot, sometimes. That's my new deck. It doesn't have a book. It's just, what's on the card. It's called The Universe Has Your Back. It's a positivity deck. I'm a very pessimistic person over the last couple years because of some things that maybe we'll get into at some point. Angel Dreams. It's actually one of my big decks, in size versus all the other decks. It's huge. It's an oracle deck as well. I think I only really have two tarot decks, and a couple lesson decks. The Soul's Journey, they're lesson cards. I don't really use them at all. I'd likely give them away to anybody who'd be interested in having them. Talking to Heaven, I use quite regularly. Sometimes for myself, mostly for other people, either at graveyards or at the person's home, or I ask them to bring, things that remind them of the person or things that belong to the person. And, I take it very seriously because it's people's emotions that you're dealing with in this stuff, and I would never want to play with anyone's emotions in such a manner. It's just, yeah. And there's people out there that do it and do it for money, which disgusts me, to play with someone's emotions on top of it to make money off of it and not even know what you're doing relatively. Wisdom of the House of Night. That's my personal deck. That's what I do all my own readings out of. You think I'd do it with my tarot one, but my tarot deck one, as soon as I got it, I felt that it was better for other people, like that I should read for other people. Message from your spirit guide animals. Tried this deck a couple times. I really don't feel a connection to it. I'd like to give it out too. This could be taken the wrong way, but don't take it the wrong way. I feel like this is more for a native person or a person who is heavily into nature. But I truly do feel, for some reason, that it is for a native person, or would do well with a native person, I should say. Past life oracle cards. I haven't really got into them because it's a long procedure. Usually past life cards are long spreads. I'm talking 14 to 20 card spreads for a lot of them. The romance cards. Yeah, I tried them. We're basically cold as ice. Me and them, we don't. It doesn't seem to work for me, or I'm not open-minded enough at this point for the deck to work for me. There's just no connection there. And then these are my Angel Tarot cards. That's the other set of tarot cards I have. I find them quite useful. I use them from time to time, often in times of desperation. They're very comforting, I will say. Other than that, that's the lowdown on the decks I have right now. And if you have any questions about any of the decks, feel free to leave it in the comments, or I don't know if my email is on my page, but if it is, feel free to email me. This is some of my crystals. Those are my large ones, and these are all tiny ones. I keep them in here because I've lost so many paradots that it's not even funny. And peridot's one of my favorite stones because it's for animals and generally attracts animals to you. And yeah, and I've probably lost it again. And my aquamarine, which is my birthstone, is also pretty tiny. So I tend to keep that in there. That's Mitten, of course, coming to make a ruckus. That's the sage. It's burning sage. As you can see, it's white sage. It's for cleansing. And this is just one of my many essential oils. It's lemon. Often I use that in my diffuser right here. Sometimes I use it, with the candle one. Let's see. I showed you most of my room last time. There's a couple new things hung up. Oh yeah, I'm all about wigs. I lost a lot of my hair from dyeing it. Those are my extensions I wear. My natural hair color is blonde, but right now it's dyed red, so I usually wear a mixture of red and black. That's just a short blonde. And of course my rose gold one that I love. And then my natural blonde one. That's pretty close to my natural hair. So, Mitten, get off the table. Go. But yeah. And then over to my books, which I think I showed you before. From Zodiac to crystals to angels to color astrology. I'm going to get some numerology ones. Angel astrology dreams. This one's an interesting one here, actually. It's a dark version of horoscopes and signs. It's about monsters, so I'm going to try to go through it with the cell phone camera. It's quite hard. It says, earth signs are vampires, air signs are ghosts, water signs are werewolves, and fire signs are demons. And I'm an Aries, so pretty fitting, actually. It says, you're Jacqueline. So basically Jacqueline and Mr. Hyde, split personality, split sides. So basically the book breaks down each sign's two sides. Their, outward side, and then their hidden agenda, secret side. And then it goes on to tell you what kind of monster you are and how you manifest. Apparently, I'm a fire starter. Who would have known? Yeah, I like to start fires, like legit ones. And to be honest, I'm quite a shit disturber when the occasion's necessary. In high school, yeah, I was a drama queen. It pretty much speaks for itself. About what happens when, there's full moons and basically what's to come. And it's got some very, very cool artwork in it. It's definitely one of my favorite books that I've got. Those are just sobriety chips. I was an addict, like I said, for a lot of years. I mean, I still, when I go to Evolve, between us, I like to take Molly, but, who doesn't like to have a little fun sometimes? Yeah, and these are mindful living and, basically meditation books and things like that. Oh, my little guard dog there. Gotta keep him chained up. And then these are all my family signs and birthstones. I make jewelry. This is a Swarovski crystal. I can also make them out, send them out as giveaways, or if people want to buy them, I have a page for that. I'll eventually link to things. I love these. They're little trees, but they're made out of rose quartz, unakite, and I think that's tourmaline, if I remember right. I had a rainbow one my mom got me, and I don't know where it went. But, yeah, this is some of the jewelry I've made. Most of my good stuff got sold, so it's very minimum selection at this point. I call this one Follow Your Heart because basically arrows can only go forwards. They can't really go backwards. Well, you can try to shoot an arrow backwards, but you let me know how that works out for you. Other than that, yeah, I like candles and cards and all that kind of stuff, and I'm hoping to get a camera so I can post better and take better videos, but till then, hopefully my next video I'm going to do a self-reading if I can get someone to tape it or find a way to set it up. Yeah. But other than that, I guess this closes my second video. I know I'm a pretty boring person so far, but believe me, I'm not a boring person in the real world. I just have to get comfortable on here, and I can only hope that eventually I pick up viewers and my station grows. Oh yeah, and then I've got my necklace, my third eye. Big believer in the third eye and pineal gland. I'm working on trying to be mindful and open mind. It's not completely open yet, but I very much look forward to the day that it does. I'm still working on aligning my chakras, which there's a book over in that collection on chakras and aligning them and which stones to use, which herbs can help, and other exercises, things like that. Colors, same as the color astrology book. I mean, all of these things can actually go together. And I'm hoping to have my room as a makeover. And one other thing I'll touch on real quick is there's a lot of God stuff on the one wall. You might catch it in the camera when I'm around my room. I don't know how to say this, but like I try to believe in a Christian God because my recovery program is a God of your understanding, and that's the only one I ever really heard of or knew in till, my cards. So now, I still try to believe in Jesus, but my cards right now are my higher power, especially my wisdom of the House of the Night, because it's basically based off Nyx, which is a spirit that is set with that deck of cards who is supposed to help you and come through the cards. Kind of like Greek mythology, but not really like a goddess god type of thing. And, yeah, let's see for a second. This is some of the cards. I mean, they're beautiful artwork. Beautiful, beautiful artwork on the cards. I was so drawn in to them. Just like just like my first tarot deck. I'll take a minute here actually and try to take a minute here and no, fuck it. Stare at my ceiling for a minute. And just read something out of this quick. The Oracle of Nyx. One morning when the mist hung thickly in the air above the ancient castle on the Isle of Skye, the immortal vampire queen, I can't pronounce her name, Sigaya, was unusually restless. She had retired to her sumptuous... Sorry, I got a bug on my foot and it's driving me fucking nuts. Excuse my language. She'd retired to her sumptuous bedchamber as dawn had peeked its head above the horizon. At first, Shagash entered the realm of dreams easily, as always ready to surrender the peace of the sweetly waiting blackness. Now, I would love to be able to be in the dream realm or be in the astral realm. I have a hard time being present in my dreams. I used to be able to lucid dream a bit, trying to again. I tend to become lucid very close to the time I'm about to wake up. So, then something shifted, changed, and she slipped into a different reality. Saiga, whatever the hell her name is, found herself wandering in a world between worlds. She was in her own grove, the place she held most sacred on her misty island. It was the same and yet not, as if she had just been introduced to a familiar stranger. She wandered through the dream. I know I'm totally boring. I really don't care. So, but she wandered through the dreamscape knowing she was in another, more powerful state of alertness. Her very spirit was vibrating with attention. Something important was happening. This dream, she realized, is a sacred vision. She began to hear the whisper of a familiar voice. Nyx, the goddess of the night, was calling her by name. Shagua was compelled forward to its source. Shiga, come, my daughter, come to the wall, come and find me. It is time, it is time. She followed the sound of Nyx's voice to the boundary of the dream version of the grove, where the section of the ancient stone wall had begun to glow. Just as she reached out her hand to touch the magic wall, everything went black, and she heard Nyx's voice saying, "Remember." Shiga fell into a deep sleep and dreamed no more. As the sun was setting to the blue-gray waters that surround her isle, and the sky was painted with indigo and black, Sugoi woke immediately. The vampire queen recalled her experience. Fleet and eager, she hurried to her beautiful sacred grove and searched the boundary wall for the areas she had seen in her vision. There, at exactly the place she had reached out to touch into the vision grove, 4 stones were loose. as if the mortar that held them together for centuries had suddenly disappeared. So, that's the first part of the story. I'm not going to read through the whole thing and completely bore you, but that's kind of where my higher power comes from. I know it's kind of silly sounding, but everybody that's in this program, you know, a lot of them have different higher powers. And I mean, each of these decks themselves, well, most of them probably have their own higher power within them, like the spirit guides. My animal spirit guide that came to me, and it wasn't like I did a meditation, and they walk you through this, and you're sitting on a bench in the end, and I was sitting there, and this is like my 5th time trying this in a night, and I've been trying for weeks, and I could not meet a spirit guide. I couldn't see anything. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Why am I sitting here trying to do this, and it's not working, and I keep trying, and it seems astral projection. So frustrated. Finally, on the bench beside me, for about 40 or 50 seconds, there was a Black Panther. It just sat. So after I did that meditation, I searched Black Panther, and the Black Panther spirit guide happened to fit totally what was going on in my life at the time and what I was going through. It's a source of power and protection and things like that. Just look it up yourself if you want all the complete details of it, because I can't remember now. And the other one, I know it's always been my spirit guide since a young kid, is a wolf, because I've always had a thing for wolves since like a child, and I had always drew them, pictured them, wrote stories about them, just mesmerized by them. I'd love to be able to walk in a pack of them. Like, they're just a beautiful creature to me, and they're so mysterious. I feel like people don't really know how to take them, and there's a lot more to them than meets the eye and than what's said. I'm also a night hawk. I'm awake. I have insomnia. I don't sleep well at all. When I was younger, I hardly slept, period. I take sleep pills now, but that's because I have to function and do what adults have to do. But, yeah. This is my spirit wolf. I don't have the panther, but, and then, of course, my doggy and kitty here. They're just because they represent my pets, and cats are known to keep negative entities away and actually have effects on your dreams if they sleep in bed with you. Just folklore I've read. And then I've got my ram, of course, like I said before. My Aries ram. Meh. He's a derp. Kind of like his owner. But, yeah. I was supposed to wrap this video up like 5 minutes ago, but ADHD basically leaks out of my ears, and I refuse to be medicated for it. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now and hopefully see some people back and maybe get this channel on the go. If not, whatever. I have it for myself. So it'll be a little blog for me and for what I like to do. So you can either join me or do your own thing, whatever way works for me. See you later.